Good morning. Make sure everything's all right. Good morning and welcome in. My name is Mitch Nelson, aka Thunder. I don't know what that hair is doing right there, but it's looking pretty good, so we'll leave it right there. That's fine. Good morning. Welcome in, everybody, to a little bit of thunder. We again are live in Grayton Beach, Florida. It's another lovely day. It was a little drizzly yesterday afternoon, so we didn't make it to the beach. I know you all feel really bad and really sad that we weren't able to make it to the beach, but that's how it goes sometimes. Craig, good morning. Joey, good morning. Steve, good morning. Great to have you guys here with me, and really interesting times we're living in. Really, I don't know. I want to tear myself away from the news all the time. I don't want to watch the news, but I can't help but watching the news and going to CNN.com. And now last night, going to ESPN.com because all of a sudden, ESPN.com became the news as well. So that's one of the things I need help from everybody here, is that I don't want this just to be my 10-minute vodcast that everybody hears about and yada, yada, yada. I want to make this special. I want to know from you what you think is going to keep people coming back, keep you sharing it on your walls so that new audience comes in. Is it sharing it on YouTube? Is it sharing it on LinkedIn? Is it keeping it going? Is it bringing guests in, which is definitely part of my plan? So I want to hear from you what you think some of those points should be and what I should be doing. But anyway, and I want to get to the ice cream conversation as well. Thank you for everybody who chimed in on ice cream. But we've got to start with Drew Brees. And I'm really torn on this one. And part of me has some really strong feelings about this. Drew Brees comes out and says he can never respect anyone who disrespects our flag. And talks about, how the one time the Saints kneeled, they kneeled, I think, before the national anthem, and then they stood for the national anthem. And how you feel about the national anthem and how you feel about our flag, I think it's great. What you feel is what you feel. And we are all Americans. Again, this is one of the biggest core things it comes back to, is that if you stand for the national anthem and somebody else kneels for it, that doesn't mean you're an American and they're not. It doesn't mean they're an American and you're not. We're all Americans, and we all need to figure out how to come together and figure out some common ground and figure out some understanding. And I think what a big part of what all these George Floyd protests are teaching us is we need to understand each other. We need to understand where we're coming from. And yes, that doesn't mean violence and looting, but the far majority of people who are peacefully protesting, we need to be able to give them that peaceful protest. So here's what I hear Drew Brees say those things. I was told a long time ago that you judge a man by his actions, not by his words. Now, that might be wrong. That I might be off on that. But I think a lot of times that's where we need to be. We need to judge people on their actions, not on their words. Drew Brees, on some level, doesn't really know what he's talking about. And it was clear by the reaction. It was clear by his own teammates' reactions. We've never seen in professional sports teammates of an active player go after that player. Michael Thomas went after him. Malcolm Jenkins went after him. And I don't feel like we've ever seen that before. So we all need to get to that point where we're understanding. But Drew Brees has done tons of charity work. Drew Brees has done tons of good in the community, and we all know that. So we have to remember that that's part of the package. This isn't an isolated quote that he gave. This isn't in a bubble. This isn't in a vacuum. This is part of a bigger picture of who he is. I'm not giving him the benefit of the doubt. What he said was wrong. And Aaron Rodgers, yes, our Aaron Rodgers was one of the first people to call that out and said, this is not about the flag. This is not about the anthem. This is about kneeling for police brutality, authority brutality, for equal rights, and the things, that I hope we all believe in. Are all athletes, blowhards who shouldn't have a say? No. Are all police bad guys? Not even close. And we need to, we need to keep remembering that message. We need to keep remembering that there are so many people who want good. There are so many people who want kindness that we could be working together to find that. And I think when Drew Brees says what he says, that he can never respect anyone who disrespects our flag, I know that some of his teammates went after him, and I know that Aaron Rodgers, posted his post. Drew, Aaron's got to call Drew up and just be like, Drew, we got to get in a room together. We got to get in a room together with Martellus Bennett, who came after Rodgers. And I know Packers fans, I know you hate Martellus Bennett. I like Martellus Bennett. I know he's outspoken, but I like what he has to say. You get Martellus Bennett in that room. You get Malcolm Jenkins and Michael Thomas. You know what? You get Colin Kaepernick in that room. And I know Colin Kaepernick's a lightning rod. People are, the Vikings should sign him right now, or the Patriots should sign him right now. You know what? Colin Kaepernick should just... If somebody wants to sign him for football reasons, great. You don't sign him for a PR stunt, just like you don't take a Bible to a church for a PR stunt. That's another conversation, but that one's starting to become a real conversation. That one's not starting to be such a divisive conversation anymore. We all have to keep in mind kindness. We all have to keep in mind doing what's right and being better people. Let's continue this conversation. I don't want to stop this conversation. We're going to continue this conversation, this Drew Brees conversation. I don't know why I just went dark there for a second. I want to continue. Is it because I want to continue this Drew Brees conversation. I want to continue the Aaron Rodgers part of it. Everybody, it's Pride Week in Milwaukee, and I'm representing the Bucks because the news came out and keeps coming out every day about what the rest of the regular season is going to look like, what the playoffs are going to look like, and I'm really excited about that. Real quick, I know I threw it up on the Facebook page. Guess my favorite ice cream. What's your favorite ice cream? Tons of great guesses. And if my computer dies here, I apologize. But Greg I Love wrote free ice cream. Free ice cream is the best, no doubt about it. Beth wrote Blue Moon. Manny guessed mint chip, but Manny also used Armin's guess. Armin, you kind of cheated there, I feel like. That's kind of...
Well, because he knows. Yeah.
As Nora says, he knows. Joey, Blue Moon. Armin, mint, like I said, mint chip. Jim says chocolate chip cookie dough. Tony wants to know if it was a hint, a traditional flavor. Tony, there's no hints. Come on now. Kelly says grasshopper fudge, very close to mint chip. Ryan said banana flavor. Joseph said Rocky Road. It is mint chip, and I love mint chip. That's my favorite. And I just wanted to bring a little levity, and I think that's what I'm going to try to do in my prompts every day, is have one of those fun questions. What's your favorite pizza topping? What's your favorite ice cream? What's your favorite this? What's your favorite that? So that we can really, that's the human in us, right? We're not just talking about what Drew Brees said. We're not just talking about politics. We're not just talking about coronavirus and the need to wear a mask or the need to stay inside or what school, we're starting. I had a webinar last night with my kids' camp last night. What's camp going to look like? I had one 2 nights ago with school. We're already talking about, precautions for school next year. Somebody told me that Nashville already announced that virtual learning is starting. They're going to start the year in virtual learning next year. They've already made that decision. I don't have that confirmed, but I did hear that from a good source, that Nashville is already planning on that. And I'm guessing a lot of our school districts are planning on that too, just in case that needs to be the way that things go. And so home teachers, parents, we got to figure this out again, because that's how it goes. So our moment of kindness today is share ice cream with someone. I put ice cream up yesterday. Like I said, it was a little rainy here, so we didn't go to the beach. And the kids were getting a little stir crazy. And there was a gap in the rain. And I said, kids on the bikes. Kids, let's get on the bikes. We got on the bikes. I drove them. They didn't know where we were going. And it was, my younger daughter did, because she almost lost it because she was in trouble. But we went to the ice cream store and we got some ice cream. And it was, it lifts everybody's spirits. So your moment of kindness today is don't just get ice cream for yourself. I mean, if you want to, you can. But if you have ice cream in the freezer, get some bowls of ice cream. You know what? Do it for dessert, for breakfast. Who cares? You have some ice cream. Share some ice cream with someone. Share your favorite flavor with someone. If you're going out and you feel comfortable putting on a mask, not putting on a mask, whatever you feel comfortable doing, getting that ice cream, go for it. So again, you can always email me, and Steve emailed me today. So now we have 2 Dustins and a Steve. I'm keeping track, people. thundermke@gmail.com. That's thundermke@gmail.com. And that beginning of that email address, thundermke, you might want to remember that, because that might come in handy sometime soon. thundermke ... let's use our noodles and figure out what that's all about. You can always tweet at me at Mitch Nellis. You can always send me Facebook messages. I didn't really reply in person to what people are saying, but I always go back. I always go through the comments and I always comment. Tony, I know we're in the middle of a really good conversation about Drew Brees and about what's going on in our country. I want to keep that going, and I want to keep that going with everybody here. I want everyone to feel comfortable to have a platform. That's, I think, what A Little Bit of Thunder is really about, is that we see so many people posting on social media where it's either their opinion or nothing. You know what? I have opinions, but I know I don't know. I know you don't know. I know most of us aren't experts. We're an expert on one thing or two things or what we're experts on. We're not all experts on the American experiment, on the American way, on what it means to be an American. Let's figure this out together, and let's have some patience with each other. Let's have some kindness with each other. And again, share some ice cream. So I'm going to sign off today as I do on every episode. And here she is, ladies and gentlemen.
Hope to hug you soon.
Hope to hug you soon, everybody. This has been A Little Bit of Thunder. See you tomorrow.